the top 3 challenges for highly sensitive parents. Hey there, highly sensitive parents. I'm Amy Lajeunesse, and I'm recording my very first video, blog, and podcast on the topic of the top 3 challenges for highly sensitive parents. So as we know, there's many positives to being a highly sensitive parent as well. But at a recent coffee chat with other HSP parents online, I asked what the top 3 challenges for highly sensitive parents were. And the feedback I got was these top 3. The first was always being on. So kind of the 24/7 relentless parenting. The second was managing your emotions when your child is upset. So not kind of taking on your child's emotions and sponging them up so that you become upset and dysregulated as well. And the third was partner or loved ones not understanding or supporting your sensitivity. So in our blog today, I'm going to be going into those in more detail. So the first is always being on. Parenthood is relentless. It's a 24/7 endeavor. And although we technically do have some time away from our kids at times, often we're just on. In fact, right now, my kid just came out and is standing right next to me. Here he is. Say hi, Owen.
Hi.
So it kind of doesn't stop, even if we're doing something else, right? We're kind of constantly being asked to be in a couple places at once. And in addition to that, we often have our identity and our role as parents can feel all-consuming. So when someone asks us what we do or kind of how we spend our time, often for many of us, the first thing that comes to mind is our role as a parent or just all the tasks that we do as parents. And not being able to necessarily take the time for ourselves that we used to. So I'm sure many of you can relate to kind of getting to the end of a day, whether we are at home or working outside the home, and being exhausted and drained as highly sensitive people from all the events of the day and still needing to scrape up the energy to put dinner on the table, spend time with our children, do the bedtime routine, and so on and so forth. And for HSP parents, because we're more easily drained by sort of the everyday activities of life, this can be particularly difficult, especially at the end of the day. The second is managing emotions when your child is upset. So this one can be really hard. So when our kids are upset and having a hard time, we can often kind of sponge that up. We're attuned to them, so that's a strength, right? We can understand, oh my gosh, they're upset, or this is what they need. They're feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling lonely, they're feeling angry, and we can help them to name that. But as HSPs, sometimes we kind of sponge that up as well. We can become upset as they're upset, or we can become overwhelmed as they're overwhelmed. And so one of the hardest tasks is, how do we take care of our kids' emotions and at the same time tend to our own emotions that might be kind of following the same track. So just a few tips here for managing your own emotions when your child is upset. The first option is just to hold them while they cry. So regardless of what age they are, those cuddles can help regulate, can help calm both the child and you as a parent. The second is asking your child to spend time in a quiet place. So if they're upset, whether they're angry or just overtired or overwhelmed, and you find yourself not wanting to or not able to kind of be physically close to them, maybe you're overtouched or you're needing a moment yourself, asking them to spend some time, in a safe, quiet place like a chair or their bed, and then you taking that same quiet time on your own. And it can just be for a few minutes, and that can really help both of you to regulate and to care for your own emotional experiences. The third option here is to kind of hold hands with them, look into their eyes, and just taking some breaths together. So this can be a really powerful way to calm your nervous system, to calm your body when you're feeling upset about something. And you're teaching your child that same emotional regulation skill. And the fourth one is to verbally acknowledge their emotions. So this is particularly helpful for older kids. So you can say something like, it seems like you're upset or disappointed that you had to leave the playground. That's really hard. And guess what? We're going to take a rest now and we'll try it again tomorrow. Aren't you excited to go visit tomorrow? So you're naming that they're disappointed or upset, and you are hopefully also extending that same empathy to yourself. So for example, saying to yourself, man, it's so hard to parent when my kid is upset. I feel their emotions so intensely. I'm doing the best I can, and it's important for me to tend to what I need so that I can care for them the best. And moving on to the last common challenge for HSP parents, which is partner or loved ones not understanding or supporting your sensitivity. For a lot of people who are not HSPs, it can seem a bit mysterious. Like, what is a highly sensitive person? And unfortunately, we can be received with confusion, or in worst case scenario with judgment and shaming. Like, why are you so sensitive? You're too soft with our child. Just toughen up, you'll get over it. And if you have those people in your life, then consider if they're good for you, or maybe they just need some education on the HSP trait. So educating them on that is a great start. I do have a blog already called What is an HSP and How Do I Know If I Am Highly Sensitive? And that can be a great thing to send to a partner or a loved one, just to educate them on the basics. And if you're looking for more in-depth support, the Highly Sensitive Parenthood course, which I just released on last Friday, July 15th, has a whole module, a video module, about 15 to 20 minutes long, plus a handout that details exactly how to talk to your HSP partner or loved one about being highly sensitive. And it even has a handout that you can give them kind of without preamble, that just has that details and has some talking points between you and your partner or your loved ones. So I'm curious if you resonate with these common challenges for highly sensitive parents, the always being on, the managing emotions, your own emotions when your child is upset, and having a partner or loved ones who don't understand or support your HSP trait. If these are true for you, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. You can also reach out to me directly at Amy, that's AMY, at highlysensitiveparenthood.com. All right, take care.